Hola, my name is Lisette. Welcome back to my channel, Planning on Purpose, where we talk and share all things planning, financial, functional, and future planning. If you are new to my channel, welcome. If you are returning, thank you so much for checking back in. I really do appreciate all of you. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you enjoy watching. My husband and I are empty nesters, proud parents of two amazing daughters, and promoted to grandparents over a year ago to a beautiful, precious granddaughter. In this new season of our lives, we are on a journey to be completely debt-free using a zero-based budget and cash stuffing method. Our biggest goal is to give, to invest, and most importantly, to retire early enough to actually enjoy it. If you are interested in learning more, please continue watching. With that, let's get started. All right, friends, I have a slightly different setup today. I'm actually recording in my kitchen on my little island table. I have a lot more light coming in from our doors, from our sliding glass doors. The room that I normally record in, it's a little dark, and so I figured since I have a couple of hours alone, let me just bring everything down here and do a really quick video to show you guys my actual cash stuffing. I think I've only done one other cash stuffing video earlier in my channel, and I wanted to come on here to show you something that's more realistic. I know a lot of the examples that I've given you in all of my previous videos are just that. They are examples and guides just to inspire and motivate and give you a template. But today we are going to do actual cash stuffing in our real life envelopes. And for me to tie it back, I want to show you a couple of things. First of all, let me move this candle. You can see my beautiful little snowman. I am a snowman fanatic. And so I'm going to move them over ever so slightly because I actually need the room. I'm working with a much smaller space here. But just to tie it back to my previous video where we talked about proactive planning for a bonus check, and I shared with you guys in the monthly or in the paycheck bill tracker the use of envelopes here, right? So how you budget your month and what you reserve as part of your overall quantity of amount that you're getting in your check. What do you reserve for those things that you're going to need, right? You're going to need gas and groceries, lunch, eating out, home needs, clothing. These are just some examples. I want to show you how I'll take something like this. This is not my actual budget, but this is my actual cash stuffing, and show you how I am using envelopes to save and to keep this money on hand for when we need it and how we're going to use it. So again, I always like to tie everything together. So this is an example of my video from last week where I talked about the budget check and how I listed envelopes in here and how we were going to budget for those envelopes. Now I'm going to show you what this translates to into actual stuffing. So I want to show you my process of what I do. I have very basic instruments as always. I have my calculator. I have the cash that I literally just got home from the bank, and I wanted to show you guys this this process. And I have my little makeshift high priority little binder here, and I'm going to walk you through this process as well. This is something I got super cheap on Amazon. I think these were like $6, if not cheaper, on Amazon. And I made this little top sheet myself and hole punched it. Nothing fancy over here. I have my trusted pencil and eraser. You know, I always like to use them separated. And so I have that here. I have my little cash tray that I want to show you as well. And then I have my form. So the first thing that I do when I go to actually start my cash planning process, and when I sit down with my budget and I see how much money I have left over or how much money I have allocated towards those envelopes, right? If you're going to use this type of spreadsheet, I use my monthly budget, but this is a good guide, right? So when I go through this exercise in my personal budget, I know how much I want to spend in each category. I then take this information and I transfer it into this cash planning form that I purchased as a digital download from the Aesthetic Dollar. If you guys don't know about her, definitely check her out. She has some really, really excellent digital bundles, digital downloads that you can purchase, very inexpensive, as well as amazing products. So if you are into binders and the layouts and the aesthetics, she has a beautiful line. So definitely go check her out. I'm all about supporting women over here. And so let's talk about the first process, which is filling out this form. So what I do is I go down the list of all of my high priority and or low priority sinking funds. And I use that term very loosely. And so for me, this is about budgeting and having cash on hand to use for things that we would normally have to swipe a credit card for. Remember, we're trying to minimize the use of a credit card and the use of we normally use our debit card for a lot of these expenses. And so paying for things in cash, number one, feels better. And number two, it's less transactions to process, honestly, and to reconcile. So what I do is I go through my whole list. So you'll see here that I have a list of items and some of them are blank. I wanted to show you a full list of my monthly, weekly transactions that I would be spending money on, and as well as my sinking funds, my long-term sinking funds. And I will show you a separate video of how I want to set these up. I haven't set them up as of yet. I don't necessarily have a goal right now, but when I do set these up, I will do a video on this as well. But wanted to show you for today's purpose exactly what we're working with. So for this week, right, or for the remainder of this month, let's say for the next coming week, for groceries, we need $150. And you may say, wow, that's a lot. Number one, inflation is doing a number on all of us. And number two, 80 to 90% of my groceries are produce. And so it's very expensive to eat healthy and eat food in its most natural source. And so, you know, that's kind of where the bulk of our money goes. So $150 for my husband and I. For gas, we need about $50. Eating out, we're not sure how much this is going to be because my daughter and my granddaughter and my son-in-law will be visiting. So eating out may look different just because they're coming to visit. So I did not want to put in an amount in here and go over budget. So I would rather leave this empty. For self-care, this is for my nails. This month I need $55 for that. And then for my husband, he has what he calls an allowance. So he gets $100 allowance and I give myself $100 allowance. And this is for odds and ends if I want to. I'm not a big fast food person, but if I want to pick up something, I have the cash for it. Or if I need to pick up, I don't know, a pack of chapsticks from Target or something, I at least have the cash. I'm a very huge minimalist. And so I don't need for a lot, except for my husband. He's quite bougie. He likes his little, he loves to visit mom and pop shops, coffee shops. He doesn't like the big chains, but he can spend a nice penny on his coffees. And so this is his allowance for that. It's a running joke in our home. And then over here, we have $50 for giving, right? This is for extra tips. If I want to leave an extra tip for any kind of servers, or, if I see that anyone is in need, when I'm going through checkout, I usually just either pay for the person ahead of me if I'm in a drive-through, pay for the person behind me, or, just give an extra tip to the server. So this is just extra cash I have on hand for those purposes. And then of course we have Sam's Club. Like I mentioned, we have my daughter and her family visiting, and so we may need to make an extra Sam's Club run for other things like fruits or snacks for the baby, right? So that I want to leave an extra $50 for that. And then we have a cleaning service that comes in, and so once a month, and that's $200 for the cleaning service. And again, these are luxuries that we have budgeted for and things that we have found a need for our home. Understanding that we have done a lot of work behind the scenes into getting us out of debt. And so we're at the point in our lives where at this point we can justify spending the $200 for a cleaning service simply because I do a lot of traveling for work and I just don't have the bandwidth to spend hours and days cleaning my home to the level that I feel is appropriate. And so after much consideration, this is a goal that my husband and I agreed upon and something that we definitely budget for. So if it's within your means, definitely do it. I'm not judging those that do or don't, right? So again, no judgment here. All right, so these are the items that we are going to be cash stuffing today. And so let's do some of the cash, right? So here I have my little trusted tray, which I'm so mad. I dropped this, and this little last column, literally when this fell on the floor, it chipped right. It was such a clean break. Look at this. I'm so upset, but I'm not buying a new one because I have enough slots here to fit my cash. So let's see. We have 100, 2 100s, or I'm sorry, 3 100s. We want to make sure we have enough. So we have 300. We have 2 100s, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 20s. In total, we should have $755 in total. I don't know why these are bent the way they are, but let's straighten them out a little bit. And we have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 in tens, and then a $5 bill. So this should equal 700. If it's correct, it should equal $755 in total. So let's see. We have 300 plus 100 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 5, 6, 8, 280 in 20s. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 in tens, and then 5, 755. So that is correct. All right, so for the purpose of this cash stuffing, I am going to try to put this in frame a little bit so that we can see what we're working with here. So I'm gonna put that little sheet to the side as I start to fill my categories here. So to start, I said that my groceries, I am going to do, again, I'm trying to get this into frame here. I'm going to do, can you guys see that? Okay, let me move this as well. So I said that I was going to do, is that better? Okay, 150 in groceries, and that is going to be 100 and then a $50 bill. So that is it for groceries, 150. For gas, we're going to do 2 20s and a 10 for 50 for gas. Eating out, we said we were going to leave blank because my daughter's coming and her family, and we're not sure what that's going to look like. So we're just going to leave this blank. And oh, by the way, again, you guys know me. I don't like to spend a lot of money on things that I'm trying to save money. So I made these labels with my old school 20-year-old P-Touch label maker. I just went in and made these labels for myself. I bought these envelopes from Amazon. I think I got a pack of 50 maybe. And they were like $10 for a pack of 50. Super inexpensive. And they just do the trick. I don't need anything super fancy. For self-care, we said we're going to do 55. So that's 2 20s and a 5. So we have 20, 40, 50, 55 for self-care. This is for my nails. It includes my tip. I like to tip them very well. I love my nail tech. She is amazing and she takes such good care of me. So, and always is forever so accommodating, and I love that. So over here we have spending, household, entertainment. These I did not fill out. Again, my daughter and her family is coming, and these can really get blown out of the water when they visit, especially for my granddaughter. Spending, there is no spending limit when it comes to her. I don't know if you have any grandchildren out there. This is my first granddaughter, and so I love to just shop for her when they visit, and I just love spending time with her. And spending for me when it comes to her is my biggest challenge because I don't have a lot of restraint, but who a grandmother does. If you're out there and you can sympathize with me, if you're a grandmother, you know what I'm talking about. Can you just chime in, let me know? Like, can we just be a community of grandmothers that love to spoil our grandkids? Yes, please and thank you. All right, so this is for my husband, and for his allowance, we're going to give him $100. So we said we're going to do 5 20s for that. He's so funny. He cracks me up. We're on a family chat, and whenever he gets his allowance, he always takes a picture of it and sends it to my daughters. It's just funny. 2, 4, 6, 8, 1. So he gets 5 20s for him. And then for myself, I'm getting 100 myself. And most of this, I'm telling you now, is going to go towards my granddaughter. I'm just letting everybody know right now that this money is not going to go towards me. I'm sure all of it will go to her. So we have 20, 40, 60, 80, 100 for myself. So this is 100 for me. And then we have miscellaneous and maintenance. And maintenance we normally do for car maintenance of any kind. So my husband sold his truck and we only have my car, which I'm still working out the details to finance it myself. But this would be maintenance for our vehicles. So it would be oil changes, tire issues, right? Anything like that. Anything that has to do with car maintenance. Miscellaneous is exactly what it is. This is just a extra buffer to have on hand for anything that we may need that is outside of any of the categories that I mentioned to you. I said I was going to do 50 for giving. And so we're going to do 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. So giving gets 50. And this is my love language. Giving is my love language. It's one of them. I just love to do it, and I love to do it more when it's a surprise and I'm not necessarily there to see their reaction, but I just love to do it. I really do. I don't, take pictures or anything. I just really love to give and to help other people, and so be of service. This is my way of contributing to that. And for Sam's Club is going to get $50. Again, probably going towards my granddaughter, but who cares? And then for cleaning, they're gonna get $200, and this includes the tip. So yes, I do tip our cleaning service because they are absolutely amazing, and they do a deep clean once a month. And truth be told, my husband was very reluctant at first because he felt, we pride ourselves in how we keep our home and keeping it clean and tidy and organized. We're both type A. And so when I told him about it, his first response was, well, do we really need that? And short of losing a gasket, I just looked at him and my response was, no, we don't need it, but I want it. And so we had a really long discussion about it, and he heard from my point of view. And my daughter also has a cleaning service, and she convinced him. So he is definitely on board, because after the first time they came, he was so impressed. So if you're on the fence about getting a cleaning service, I say if it's within your budget and you have the means to do it, and you've dealt with your debt, right, and you're managing your debt, go for it. That's just my take on it. Our time is money, and our time is valuable as well. We are, as mothers, as wives, as daughters, and whatever other title you want to give us, we are pulled in 20 different directions. And so I have found that in this season of my life, that it's just my husband and I. Doing once a month maintenance cleaning is not a huge undertaking in terms of finances. And so that is it, guys. That is all that I have for you. Here is my high priority savings, $755 in the books, in their categories. This, you know what, now that we're here, this $200 for the lawn service, I am actually going to put that in the cash envelope that the bank gave me because they are coming tomorrow. If you're watching this, they're coming. They usually come one Friday a month, so they're coming, and I am going to give this to them. I'll just put their name on here and leave this on the table for when they get here. Another sinking fund that I have here that really shouldn't be in this particular folder is lawn service, because I need to move this to my other sinking fund folder. But we will be getting lawn service starting in May, and so we need to make sure we budget for that as well. But this is my inexpensive, low budget, easy, quick cash stuffing. I hope this has helped you. I hope that this motivates you, and I hope that this inspires you to do the same. Thank you for watching, and until next week, adios.